Okay, so today this is me shooting the episode 2 for my series following my journey to my debut. And in this series, it's going to be a little bit shorter than the other one because I edited my video a bit late. So the editing ended up, going over into this week, about 3 days late actually. And then now it's like Thursday into the next week, which is supposed to be the content for episode 2. But that's okay because now I'm planning to just making content on just Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, maybe a bit of Sunday as well. I don't know, it depends. It depends if I get any useful content on that day. And because the last video ended up coming up to almost 40 minutes anyway, when I did my whole 40 minutes in the live. I mean, my whole week in the live, sorry. So yeah, I really am excited for episode 2. I think because it's more shorter and, because I'm still quite early in this editing thing and like filmmaking, whatever, in my personal, content creation for my personal brand, I feel like all the long editing, it's not making it, it's making it harder for me to make it quality. So now I've got the challenge of it's only a little bit of content. It's probably going to be like 10 minutes max the video. And then I can just edit it to the best of my ability and just really focus on quality this time. That's my goal for this time. So yeah, I think for the week, we got a bit planned. So today we haven't really got a lot to do really. Today, I'm just gonna be going MMA shortly. I think I got Muay Thai training, and then in the next hour I got MMA training. So yeah, I should be hoping for this week to be going Alpine Gym, to get some training clips in, especially because now I'm gonna be doing an unboxing vid, little segment in the vid, as now I've got my DJ mic mini. So that's really gonna affect the sound design in a very positive way for the channel, giving man top content, as that's what I've always really wanted to do. So yeah. Okay, so another thing I wanted to touch on before training. Yeah, I didn't normally I like to on days that I'm vlogging, I like to vlog and film, my morning routine, which is typically just me, waking up, doing some push-ups, whatever, pull-ups or whatever. And then praying, of course, that's the first thing made now on the way went on my head. Praying, and then the other key things as well is me journaling and then reading my Bible. So right now, I think I just wanted to talk about how when I was journaling, see, this is why I really like journaling, because I feel like when you're writing stuff down, you give your mind the chance to, explore and really like brainstorm, and really get out what's on your mind. And I think it's from a thing that I saw yesterday where, let me just get it so I can read it out. So obviously 28th of August, and I was talking about how I was watching this guy on TikTok, on my laptop, this guy called Sip Drake, I believe his name is. And he just talks about a lot of things for like athletes, mainly like the mindset thing. He talks about just ways you can just hack your own mindset and really like not just win but dominate. And he was saying how he had information how a Olympic level swimmer was talking about how every time she went into the water for training, her mindset was that she was improving her love affair with water. And that really made me think like, improving your love affair with water, obviously that means that she's focused on the joy aspect. It's not just a thing that like, you gotta just be disciplined in like it's a job. You gotta improve your joy for it. And I think this really related to me yesterday as well, because in sparring yesterday, I had a really good spar because, I felt like I was sparring really well yesterday, 'cause I was fast paced. But the main reason I felt like I was sparring well yesterday is because I was enjoying it. You know, you know, I was like playing. It's funny how like a lot of this stuff, you know, that most translates to us unlocking our best ability is almost unlocking like a childlike sense of enthusiasm, where we're put in situations where it's a it's a sport where it's a violent nature, but I'm still playing. We got smiles on our faces, and you see in that type of sparring, learning the most, um gaining the most technical ability, and it's really conditioning my mind the most. And it even gives me a chance to explore my creativity in my craft. So therefore, this point about improving your love affair with water, in my case, improving my love affair with violence in fighting, on the mat, that's what it is, man. It's about joy. It's about enthusiasm, because when all your emotions are in balance, when you're truly just having fun, I don't see a way that it can't work in your favor. You see, another thing that interests me is imagine how incredible it would be if someone was able to, gather these ideas and illustrate them in a way that could be, put into film with ways of cinematography, decent storytelling, and just overall just quality in the production. And that is really content that I hope I can make. you know I really like, even though it sounds so ambitious right now, it sounds very ambitious right now because, I'm not in film school or anything. This is just me with a person. I'm just a person that realized I have a love for film and wants to indulge in that, wants to see how far the love can take me for it. You know, I want to see my ability to express my creativity in this field. You know, you never know, man. Like, cause me, I really do want to be just capturing stuff, because I feel like our Lord and Savior Christ, I think he really has created such a beautiful world. So why not? Why not film it in a cinematic way? You know, why not romanticize it through film? And that's something I really do want to do. Like, I think there's just so much ideas in my head that I want to get out. And with this love for film, if I can just learn it, learning things like composition, lighting, exposure, color grading, how that can really, affect, you guys who are the audience's viewing experience. I really do think that's something to think about and something exciting, because if I can create content like that, I'm not just creating a YouTube video, I'm creating a feeling. So, we're gonna have to see. Maybe with this vlog we can get close to it. Who knows? Maybe it's gonna be like 50 vlogs from now. Maybe it's gonna be in the next few years until we can make content like that. But we're gonna keep trying. I'm gonna put max effort into this vlog. I promise you that. Okay, what's up, people? So today it's Friday, the 29th of August, and as it's coming to the end of the month, I'm realizing how it's almost been a month since I started my, journey as a, whatever you want to call it, content creator, filmmaker, just me documenting my life, whatever. On the 4th it will be that. But, I think it's just crazy that I've actually tried to be consistent a little bit and like actually give out some videos, because look, in that time I've actually been producing what is free right now, and by the time, yeah, free YouTube videos right now, and by the time it's the 4th, hopefully, by God's grace, a 4th one can come out. But I just wanted to come on here and just say that, like, I wanted to give like a, like a insight into how I'm feeling right now. Because obviously right now, I've got school coming up, and it's like all these things in my routine, and it's just like this desperation that I was expressing in my journal and in my prayer. It's this desperation that I can just stay doing what I'm doing, because it's like I had like a memory of like last year, and how like it's like a similar feeling, how like you're locked in for the summer holidays because you have a lot of time in your hands, and like even as you saw how I was kind of waking up a bit later than I wanted to. I wasn't exactly a early morning bird on these videos, you know, but because you had added time and you didn't have school, that was okay. But now with the added school routine, this is when my work will actually show if I can stay consistent with it. I think that's definitely something to think about. So therefore, I've just been praying to God that He can just keep these ambitions and you know my drive to fulfill my purpose. Just strong. If he can just keep them strong, I really do have nothing to worry about. Hopefully we can just keep going with this little fight series. Hopefully get it up to a decent quality point, you know, because as I said, I don't really have like an audience right now, so it's not even like I can know how my audience is feeling about my video. I don't really know how anybody feels about my videos, but right now I guess the goal is really just getting them out, you know, just having a chance to speak on stuff, just having a chance to just say something, just be there, just to exist on a social platform, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And that's the goal as well. I need to start posting on TikTok and Instagram more because I know that like for me to pop up on your YouTube recommended with not a lot of views, it's not the best way to find me because I've realized that a lot of these small content creators, they a lot of the time have most of their followers and viewers on TikTok and Instagram from the short form content. And this is like, especially because like I'm kind of trying to, dive into the space of the filmmaking community, the filmmaking space, the MMA space, and definitely the faith space. Cause I'm trying to gather all these together. I think if I'm really trying to find that, I need to be making some good content on TikTok. And if I'm being honest, I haven't really like the reason I haven't been posting on TikTok. I've only got 2 videos on there right now. I think one of them's got like 169 views or something. And it's kind of like I don't feel like my content's worthy of TikTok because it's kind of like that thing of like, look, my best YouTube video, for my first one, it got 50 views or something. I was happy with that. And then my second TikTok video was able to get pushed to 170 views in like just like literally a few days. And that's where I'm kind of feeling like it isn't worthy of TikTok, but obviously it's like you gotta just start somewhere because it's just scary that many more people are seeing it. So yeah. So as I said, I just hope I can really just harbor my creativity, just keep going. Like all these things I want to get into, filmmaking, photography, you know, in maybe transform all these skills into something where I'm a creative director, whether that's for a sportswear brand, a fashion brand, you know, who knows, man. Like, I'm just trying to keep my eyes high. And I know the main struggle right now for me is that like it's like what as my dreams kind of look impossible right now, it's hard to like pitch it to people. Be like, yeah, I'ma be this. Cause it's not like, it's like you're trying to catch a shooting star, if that makes sense. So, it really is a hard journey, man. Cause like every day I'm posting stuff and trying to, build value, trying to increase my stuff, and it just really just feel like you're getting nowhere. Like almost like there's no point. But it's one of them things where like it works. It doesn't work until it works, And it's like you have to get good at producing bad videos, if that makes sense. Because like in 2 years from now, I'm gonna look at my content and be like, well, my content was even really there, but you know, it's all just part of the process. I have enough of my yapping for a bit, you know, of the week. You know, just me venting. And the main thing I really wanted to show on this episode is a new arrival. I feel like this is definitely gonna affect my content a lot in a positive way. You know, we already had the tripod, but I think this is gonna be something that's really gonna make a difference, as the quality of what is gonna help in a specific area was previously very poor from the feedback I was getting, and I realized that as well. So yeah. Okay, so this is the new arrival, and this is the DJI Mic Mini and the DJI Mic Mini mobile phone adapter. Alright guys, so this is the DJI Mic Mini. I've been meaning to unbox this for a very long time, so let's go. I've actually had this like probably sitting there probably for almost like, yeah, probably since like Saturday, I ain't gonna lie. So like it's Friday today, so that's almost a week, I ain't gonna lie. It's bad, but you know me on my late time. Alright, so first we'll open the adapter because it's the, you know, more underwhelming thing. Bruh. 25 quid for just for this little thing. Wow. Better have a little mini camera in here, I ain't gonna lie, for 25 quid. Alright, so I think I forgot. Mine wasn't coming with a charging case, but so right here, like we got the transmitter right here. Give it a chance to focus. We got the mic mini right here. I think we got the charging cable right here. I think this is the Type C smartphone connector. Like if I had an iPhone 15 or iPhone 16, we'll open it right now just so you can see the difference. Alright, so this is the USB-C one, I believe. And then you got the we got the Type C one. Hopefully in the future, if my content is good, you guys be showing love, I can get an iPhone 15 Pro. That is the goal. Because I feel like I'm okay right now, just maximizing my iPhone setup to the best of my ability and going off that, you know. Because I do feel like, I think it's so crazy how like the minimalism with an iPhone, you can still get really good results. I think that's really good. Package of first hand looks so premium. Like, I really do like this, like, you know, cloudy looking package, you know, I ain't gonna lie. It feels really premium in first hand as well. I'm loving the little pouch you have for it as well, you know, just so I can carry it about. Especially because my main concern was that, you know, because I've got my MMA gym bag, it really is kind of smelly right now, I'm not gonna lie, because it's not even that I'm not hygienic or anything, it's just that if you guys know after training, if you don't like, that's why I have to give it a wash every few weeks. So like, I was just worrying about if I put it in my gym bag, the sweat smell gonna get on my mic, and that wouldn't be very convenient. So luckily, I think with this pouch, perfect solution. Okay, so right here, we got the DJI Mic Mini, and right here we got the famous transmitter with it as well. I must say, at first glance, just like handheld, it's feeling very premium. Just like the materials used on like, the outer layer, it's feeling very good. I'm not gonna lie. It's also feeling that like it feels like I can't scratch it off really easily, like the design or anything. So that's feeling very good as well. And it's very lightweight as well, which I've heard probably the main reason why I went for the Mac Mini right now. You know, for its value over the Mac 2 right now. So you see here as well, the DJI thing, it has like a magnetic thing on the back of it. So like just a quick time show you. We'll use the back of my AirPods, I think it will work. Yeah, we'll use something a bit more. We got my lamp over here, look. Whoa. Wow, that is really strong. That would be very convenient. Like, you know, when like you get the little cinematic shots where like you cutting something, you can put it on a knife. That would be gold. Alright guys, so I'll give you a more updated review later. I'm gonna let it charge up and then we can really test that out when I come back from MMA, because right now I don't have enough time. By the time it charges up in it. So yeah, I'll see you later.